Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Good to be here. I'm Coach Mike Papa. I've been doing this exercise session for a few years now. We go all the way back to those dark days of the pandemic together when were learning to embrace and encourage and care for our body and our mind from our home. And so this is, I think, my fourth session or so of the summer. It's been great to keep up this relationship with all of you. If you know me, if you've seen me, you know what we're doing. You're going to hear my little intro and overview in a moment. But if you're new, it's great to see you here with us. We've got a great little program here that we do that's sort of a basic philosophy behind it. But by the end, we're feeling good in body and mind and heart, soul, spirit, emotions, the whole package. We're feeling good and loose and open by the end of our session here. So we do have a few basic principles I like to think about: gentleness, adaptability, and mindfulness. Those three sort of go together. We're being gentle with our body all throughout this. I'm going to encourage you to push yourself. We definitely do get a good sweat going. Our breath picks up. Our muscles are working by the end. We can do a whole lot with just our mind-muscle connection working out of a chair. We could work our whole body very effectively. But we are being gentle. We're not trying to hurt ourselves, go too fast. And in order to do that, we're adapting movements as we go. So as we go, I'll give you a range of exercises to do with different possibilities. I can't see you on your end, which is great and fine. So you're listening to your body and you're saying, what's the hardest I could go on this movement that's still comfortable and appropriate for me? So I'll give you those ranges. And that's a matter of speed, intensity. Sometimes it's just a matter of how hard you're flexing and squeezing a muscle. We can do a lot with that mind-muscle connection I always talk about. There are some great bodybuilders in the history of bodybuilding. And we're not exactly doing bodybuilding here, but they could build great physiques just by using their own muscles, their own mind-muscle connection to really activate and build those muscles. So we're adapting throughout and we're listening to our body, being gentle with our body so that we could give ourselves the best version of the workout that we're going to do. And in order to do that, we're being, the third sort of core principle here, mindful throughout our workout. So we're always listening to our entire body. Great to start at the point of the movement we're doing. So if we're working our biceps or our shoulders, we're first saying, how does it feel over here? I'm at a good pace, good intensity. The shoulders feeling good, the biceps feeling good, whatever that might be. But then you expand outward and then you listen to your whole body and you say, is my breathing steady and deep and rich here? How does, if I'm working my left shoulder, how does my right toe feel? Am I cramping there? Am I uncomfortable there? Well, I bring some gentleness there and I try to loosen that as well. So we're listening to our whole body. This whole experience is a whole body, mind, heart workout. And we have a basic pattern here. We're going to start off with some warm-up exercises, smoother, lighter, very flowy sort of exercises. Then we do 2 rounds of a little bit more intense work out of our chair with the Tabata method, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Then we move to 2 rounds of standing exercises, similar in some ways to those seated exercises, but just increasing the difficulty, the intensity, the pace a little bit. And then once our body is very warmed up, blood's flowing all around, oxygen is flowing all around our body, endorphins are released, all the good stuff's going on. That's when we turn to mindfulness, to meditation. We do a meditation experience. And I have a nice poem to share with you today. But if all you get out of that stretch of time is just a little bit of quiet sitting with no distractions and just trying to sort of stay gently with yourself, with your mind, with your breath, then that's how we finish, and that's a great way to finish our workout today. So it's also always very important to have a bit of water here. We want to be staying hydrated throughout, drinking throughout. So hopefully you got some water near you. And I hope, if the weather gets a little nicer outside today, I hope you find some sun. I've spent a lot of time in the sun the last few weeks with sunscreen, of course. But that's given our body a lot of good stuff, releasing a lot of vitamin D in our body, all sorts of good benefits we get from the sun if you're able to make it outside. I hope you treat your body well for the rest of this day and this week. So we like to start off with a good seated position. We're sitting towards the front of our chair. Our feet are flat on the ground. Our core is engaged, our shoulders are down and back. We're upright and alert, not uncomfortable, but we're engaged in this process, and we'll keep locking in that core, especially our stomach, as we go. So we want our core involved. That's why we're not slouched back in our chair to start. We're sitting towards the front of our chair, upright and engaged. One of my favorite cues, imagine that there's a golden string lifting you up through the top of your head, and that's just going to engage that core a little bit more deeply. And now from this position, this is where we do all of our movements. So just start by taking a few deep breaths here. And remember this position, nicely engaged. And as we go and do all of our exercises, we want to always be returning to this position, to this posture. Postural engagement is big here. So we're just taking a deep breath in through our nose, allowing our stomach to expand on the in-breath. Hold the breath for a moment and exhale fully out of your mouth as your belly button goes towards your spine. So that's a good breathing pace as well. Deep breath in through the nose. Stomach expands on the in-breath. Might be counterintuitive for some. We weren't always taught to breathe correctly in our society, unfortunately. This is a healthy breathing pattern. Expand with the in-breath. Contract the stomach with the out-breath. Deep breath in through the nose, stomach expanding. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale fully out of the mouth. Navel goes towards the spine. Inhale, we get nice and tall. Re-engage that posture. Exhale, we contract. Now we're going to start to incorporate our breathing with our movement. That's big throughout the whole class. The breathing linked up with the moves we're doing. So we like to start with a basic sort of flowy kind of movement just to link up with that movement with the breath. But that's something we're paying attention to throughout our whole workout here. So we're going to start, we're going to interlock our fingers. We'll change up halfway through which way we go with our hands. So just pick one for now. And as we inhale, we're going to reach up overhead and push overhead. Okay, so again, a little forearm, elbow, tricep stretch. Inhale. Exhale, we bring it back down. Stomach contracts, come down into prayer position. Inhale, push up overhead. Exhale, stomach contracting. Inhale, push up overhead. Stomach expands. Exhale, coming down into prayer position. Two more on your own. Inhale up overhead. Reach through, reach tall. Exhale. Release the arms, shake those out. We're going to do another few of those, but we're just going to switch the way we interlocked our fingers. So keeping our body balanced, switching up which leg we start with, which arm is forward on any movement. Just always being mindful of switching up those patterns is good to keep our body nice and happy and adaptable. So I went with my right hand closer to me on this interlock. So now I'm going to go with my left hand closer to me. So just switch that up. Same pattern. Do 6, 7, 8 on your own at your own pace. Deep breath. Push up overhead. Come back down into prayer position. Do that on your own. Flow with a little bit. Get comfortable. Feel the stretch. You can either play a little bit going side to side. A lot of this is supposed to be playful. So do a few breathings on your own here. A few deep breaths on your own. Inhale, pushing up overhead. Exhale, come down to prayer position. Couple more on your own here. Good. When you're ready, release. Always shaking things out, getting comfortable, getting loose in between each exercise, each set, taking a few deep breaths, grabbing a drink of water if you need it. Let's continue with our gentle warm up here, moving down our body from top to bottom and just starting to loosen things up so we're ready for the more intense exercises in a little bit. So we're sitting tall, reminding ourselves of that good posture towards the front of our chair, feet flat on the floor. We're just going to do some gentle half neck circles. So I'm sitting up, I'm not compromising my posture. I'm gonna let my gaze fall down, my neck bend forward, and then we're just gonna go halfway over. So just roll over to the left, gentle roll over to the right. At your own pace, steady breathing throughout. Just a halfway roll, not going all the way around. Left ear coming over the left shoulder, right ear directly over the right shoulder. This time when we come over, let's say to the right side, we're going to pause here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, reach up over your head towards your ear and pull away from your shoulder. You're not yanking down, but pull gently away. That's just going to increase the stretch slightly. We're still breathing deep, our posture's still engaged. And then if we want, we could reach our left arm, our opposite arm out, and just wiggle our fingers out here, turn over our shoulder a little bit. This is just a deeper version of the stretch. We're gently pulling away. And when we're ready, release. Let's do a few more half turns just to reset ourselves. And then when you're ready, come over to the left side. Pause here, deeper stretch over on the left. Breathing steady, posture's engaged, my core, my stomach is engaged here. Shoulders are down and back, but I'm relaxed. We could add that gentle next level, pull away, pulling our head away from our right shoulder, gently. We're not slumping forward or back, still sitting upright. If you want a little bit more, reach that right arm out. Go as far in any of these progressions as feels good to you. If you get to a point in a progression I'm offering and it's enough, that's where you pause and you hang out there. That's right for you today. That's what I mean by gentleness, adaptability, and mindfulness. Wiggle those fingers, and when you're ready, release the neck and return to center. Okay, so got the neck and the shoulders warmed up a bit. We're going to keep warming our shoulders, chest, back, and arms up now with some gentle arm circles. So you could point your fingers out, you can make a fist, whatever feels good, but gentle, tight arm circles forward right now. Not going big, just a tight little circle, warming up the whole shoulder joint, arms getting happy, back's gonna start to feel warm, little burn developing maybe, breath's picking up, maybe even a little sweat is starting to crack. That's what we want. It's our body telling us we're ready to go. Let's reverse that. I like to put my palms facing up towards the sky now with a back circle. Move over slightly. So now we're going back, tight circles, small circles, palms facing up towards the sky. Good burn developing now. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, that got the whole upper body feeling good, warmed up, ready to go. That's how we ease into the workout, ease into the day, let our body warm up as needed. Let's keep going down our whole body here, getting the core, hips warmed up now. We're going to do a cross-legged sit. We're sitting tall, and then we're going to turn to the right, again, linking up our breath. So as we breathe in, we expand, we get tall, stomach expands. As we breathe out, we turn more to the right. So I have my right leg up, pointing left across my body. I'm going to turn away from that, using my arms to aid in the stretch, and using my breath to link up with the movement. So deep breath, get tall, expand the stomach, re-engage that posture. Exhale, we turn more into the stretch to the right. Inhale, get tall, lock in that posture. Exhale, turn more into the stretch. One more time. Inhale, get tall, engage the posture. Exhale, turn to the right. Good, return to center. Let's go to the other side over here. Left leg over the right leg, pointing out towards the right. I could brace myself on my chair, whatever setup you sort of got here, feel it out, play around with it. But we do inhale, we get nice and tall, re-engage that posture. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, get nice and tall. Engage the posture. Exhale, turn to the left. One more time. Find your posture. Exhale, deeper into the stretch, and release. Excellent work. Body is getting loose, warmed up, nice and happy. Breath is linked up with our movement. Breath should hopefully be deepening, cracking a little bit of a sweat maybe. Heart rate's picking up, all good things. One more warm-up exercise before we get into our main movements. This is going to link right into our main movements. So we're just going to do a few gentle, playful toe taps. So just getting our legs more warmed up. So I'm just going to pick 3 spots out in front of me, left, right, and center. And I'm just going to start to warm my legs up. Go as close, as far as you like. You can start close, go out farther as you go. Just feel it out, playful, getting our left leg warmed up. But again, my posture's engaged this whole time. My breathing's steady. I'm not slouching, compromising my good posture. That's what I mean by mindfulness, paying attention to my whole body as we go. Let's switch over to the right leg, same thing. Start close if you want, start far. Listen to your body. What does your body need? Go as slow or as fast as you want. I'm doing something faster than you're comfortable with. That's fine. That's where I am. And where you are is fine as well. You go at the pace that works for you. Good, and pause. Great work. That's our warm up there. Let's everybody grab a drink of water, hopefully. Good to stay hydrated throughout. Now we got 2 rounds of seated exercises. And we work for 40 seconds and we rest for 20. Just about 2 to 1 is the big ratio we're looking for. I'll give you those splits. You work for the full 40 seconds I'm giving you. Of course, take a break if you need it, but try to stick through. This is when we're dialing up the intensity of our workout. But we're always building that intensity. So if the first round is a little lighter and then you pick up the pace second round, that's fine as well. So we're gonna pick up on that same toe tap idea. But this time we're going to get our nice boxer hands involved. So really encouraging us to sit upright, gets the shoulders worked a little bit. We're just going to kick out. That's going to be our first exercise. We could add some complexity by throwing in an opposite arm punch. So I'll talk you through that when we get there. Second exercise is going to be pull downs. We're going to reach up and really emphasize the pull down motion, squeezing our lats, our back. Good back exercise there. Third exercise will be clamshells. We're going to push against our arms with our legs and open our hips, working the outside of the leg here. Fourth movement is going to be stir the pot. We'll switch directions the second time. I'll talk you through more on that. Let's work in the core, the arms, the chest. And then fifth movement, we love them, our calf raises, pushing up on our calves, resisting with our arms. Great full body set of exercises here. Let's get into it. In just a few seconds, we're going to get our boxer hands up. We're doing toe taps. You could play around with where you tap, go to one side. Playful. This is just a playful movement. Have a little fun with this. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. So start simple maybe. Then you can start to dance around a little bit. Change up where your toe taps are going. You could kick out more onto your heel. Lots of options here. Playful, fun, opening movement. Just having a good time with it. You want to throw an opposite arm punch in, opposite from the leg. That could be a good little extra bit here. But we're working hard through the end for 5. We'll stop in 3, 2, 1. Good first opening warm up. Increase the complexity, the randomness of the movement as you go. That'll make that more difficult. But that's a good full body first exercise. Next up will be pull downs. We reach up overhead. Then the working portion of the movement, we're really using our mind, is on the pull down, using our lats, our back muscles, our biceps on this. So really bring the mind to those muscles, starting in 3, 2, 1. Release. 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 Strong on the pull down, gentle release and reach up. Three, 2, 1. Excellent work there. Next up will be clamshells. We sit towards the front of our chair here. It's like opening up a clam. We're going to roll over the outside of our feet by pushing with the outside of our legs against our arms, which are pushing in. So we're using those powerful chest, shoulder muscles to resist our legs, using our body to work against itself. Great way to build muscle. We'll start that in 3, 2, 1. Push out against our chest, just enough to resist, release, come back in. Pushing out again. And pause. Good work. Stir the pot is next. We'll go, let's go clockwise first. Clockwise from my end. Whichever way you go, just do opposite next time. Play around with it. Use your mind. Really imagine you're being resisted by something big and heavy. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. You can start in tight if you want, and then go bigger to small, play around with it. But we're really imagining there's a big, heavy weight we're moving, a big, thick soup we're trying to stir, scraping all the way down to the bottom. Whatever imaginative exercise gets you feeling this movement, that's what we're trying to do. Core's working, arms, shoulders, chest. 3, 2, 1. We'll go the opposite way. Next time, we got one more movement, calf raises. This time we're pushing down. Full body exercises all the way through here. We're pushing down, coming up onto our toes, nice and high like a ballerina. Squeeze in the calf muscles. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Pushing against my calf raise. Squeezing the calf muscles with my mind. Just enough to feel a good workout. Working hard for 3, 2, 1. Great work. That's our first set of seated exercises. We take a little bit of an extended break now. Good time to grab some water. So we'll do one more round of these seated exercises. We got our toe taps with our boxer hands up. We can start throwing some punches if we'd like. Punches are going to come back in our standing exercises. We've got pull downs. We've got our clamshells. We've got our stir the pot. We're going to go the opposite way this time, counterclockwise. We've got our calf raises. A lot of these use that mind-muscle connection. Bring your mind to the muscle that's being worked and try to actively squeeze, flex it. Imagine there's a weight you're working against. You could build a lot of really big, strong, healthy muscles just using that mind-muscle connection. A lot of great bodybuilders have done it in history. We could do the same for ourselves here. Okay, so we're going to come around in a few seconds. Toe taps with our boxer hands. Start throwing some punches if you'd like. Make the toe taps a little bit more random if you're having fun on your end, or keep it simple. Let's do it together in 3, 2, 1. Core's engaged, posture still upright. I'm going to start throwing some punches on myself. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We rest for 20. Actively, deep breath, slow the breathing down. We're doing pull downs next. Really crucial to bring our mind to our back muscles, our lat muscles. These back muscles that sort of run down the side of our body. Let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. Ten more seconds here. And pause. Good. 3 more exercises. Clamshells coming up in about 15 seconds. Pushing in with our chest, shoulders, arms. Rolling over the feet. Opening the knees. Using the outside of all our leg muscles, our glutes, our hips, all those good muscles. In 3, 2, 1. 10 more seconds. And pause. Excellent work there. 2 more movements, stir the pot. I'm going counterclockwise now. Start out big, get tight, start tight, get big. Just really imagine there's a big weight you're working against. The core gets involved, the arms with the pushing and the pulling, shoulders, backs even involved here. Great little exercise in 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. One more movement, calf raises. We're pushing up against our arms, against our chest, shoulders with our calves. Bring your mind down here. Calves, hugely important muscle for balance, sometimes described as sort of a second heart. They aid in pushing the blood back up through our body. So good calves are key for whole body health. So let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Great work. That's our second set of seated exercises. Let's stand up. Try to use good standing up form as we practiced before, a good squat form. And then I'm going to adjust my camera and you grab a drink of water and we'll be ready for standing exercises. Okay. So as always, we want you having the chair close by for balance, for support. I'll show you how to use this chair through a lot of these exercises. If you feel confident and comfortable and you want to be away from that chair, that's fine. Sometimes I use it. I'll show you how I work it in. Often I'll then move it away so you could just see what the movement looks like for me. But obviously, if you feel safer, more confident, comfortable with the chair, you hang on to that and keep that close by. So I am going to start by moving it away as our 5 exercises are going to be, we're going to march with our boxers hands up. And at some point we can start throwing a little punch. Okay, but it's the march, trying to get up nice and tall, 90 degrees at the main joint. So 90 degrees at the knee, ankle, hip. That's where we're trying to get to. 40 seconds of that. Then we're going to get down into a little bit of a quarter squat, and we're going to do single arm pull down. So trying to get into each side, single arm pull down. Same as before, but working with the single arm. Again, for that, chair could be in front of you just for balance and support if you feel like you need it. The third exercise we're going to do, we'll do one leg at a time. So we'll come back to the other leg on the second time, is a leg curl. We're going to squeeze our hamstring and get a good flex going in our hamstring there. Simple, pick the heel up off the ground, bring it towards the butt, squeeze at the hamstring, good isolation exercise. We like to work in full body exercises and some isolation exercises. Fourth movement is going to be punches. I'm going to stagger my step. My right leg will be back on the first one, then I'll go left leg back on the second one. If you want to stand just facing forward, that's fine as well. And then we're going to do, so this time we have the option of turning the chair away from us and doing kicks over the chair. If that feels a little bit too out of your range of comfortability, then we could always do kicks forward. Okay, got my chair here for balance, kicks forward. But if you do feel confident enough, we're going to do kicks over the seated part of the chair. Those are our 5 movements. We got 2 sets, 40 seconds of work, or 2 rounds, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Then we got our meditation. Let's start in with our marching boxers. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see it this way. Arms are going to be up. If you want to eventually, once that settles in, throw punches, that's great as well, but just arms up for the start in 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms strong, up, engaged. Feet active, toes active. We want to start throwing some punches. We can. A little bit more complex, a little bit more difficult. Chairs in front of you for support. Going for 3, 2, 1. Great work, first movement there. Next up, chair still in front of you. We're going into a quarter squat, a horse stance, and we're going to do pull downs, getting a little bit more into each side. So getting the core involved here as well in this exercise. But still really using those lat back muscles to pull down. Going in 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Great work. Next up will be leg curl. Let's start off with the right leg, and you're just bringing the heel up towards the butt, squeezing in the hamstring, the backside of the thigh, the upper leg. That's the muscle we're focusing on here, but good posture throughout. Let's go together. Don't need to move super fast on this one, just a good squeeze up top. Working hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work there, everybody. 2 more exercises. We got punches, then we got kicks. Getting the full body involved here. Accessing our inner warrior. I'm going to start with a stagger step. If you want to just be straight up facing your camera, that's fine. I like to use the boxer's position, staggered foot back to the right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Just throwing punches steadily throughout. If we want to pick up speed at some point, you can. Whatever's feeling like a good workout on your end. Three, 2, 1. Good. One more exercise here. You're going to do either kicks forward or kicks over. So if kicks forward, you got your chair for support, kicking forward. I'll start off on that one. If you've been with me before and you like the kicks over, you could definitely do that one. I'll transition to that about partway through. Let's go together in 3, 2, 1. So this is our kicks forward move. So we're working all the same leg on this one. So you'll switch to the next leg next time. If you're doing kicks over, you can be alternating. what kick you're doing. So kicks over would look like this. Kick over the chair. Whichever one feels good for you, and pause. Excellent. A little bit of a slightly longer break here, but we're trying to get to our meditation. So a little drink of water. We'll come back in just a few seconds. We got our boxer marches. Can throw some punches in there if you'd like. Single arm pull down. Left leg curl to keep things balanced. Punches with the left leg staggered back. And then either kicks over or kicks forward, whichever variation you like. Let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. Marches up. Face forward this time. Or punches if you'd like. Opposite arm with opposite leg is usually a good rule of thumb. Three, two, one. Great work. Pause there. Next up is going to be single arm pull downs. We got 3 more exercises, then we got our poem meditation today. Quarter squat, sort of what we call a horse stance on here, like you're riding a horse, and that's where we're doing the pull downs from in 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Next up will be left leg curl. Always want to keep things balanced. So if you do things on one side, make sure you balance it out with the other side. But just working that hamstring, the muscle on the back side, the underside of the thigh, the upper leg. Start together in 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Great. Got punches up next. So we're going to stagger. If you were staggering, stagger the left leg back. On these, if you want to just square up and punch straight, that's fine as well. Let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Work hard through the end here. 2 more exercises. Pick up the speed, maybe intensity. Last few seconds. Work hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. One more move for kicks. I'm going to stick with kicks over the chair this time. If you did your left leg with kicks forward, just make sure you do the right leg this time through. And we'll get right into it. So we have plenty of time for meditation in 3, 2, 1. Takes over my chair. 3, 2, 1. Great work. I'm going to move my chair close to the screen again so we can prepare for meditation. This is a good time to start to slow your breathing down. And I have posted a poem into the chat. And this is certainly one of my go-to forms of meditation. If you've been with me before, it's obviously something we do a lot, and that's in part because it's something I practice myself a lot. I am an English teacher. I love poetry. I love the written word. And I love sort of repetition and routine and simplicity. It's something that helps to anchor my mind and my heart. And so I've long practiced forms of sort of repetitive mantra type prayers. And so we see this kind of thing in everything from the sort of Catholic rosary to Buddhist prayer beads, ancient human tradition to repeat a sacred word or phrase or sound. Sometimes it's not even a meaningful word. It might just be a sound. In the Hindu tradition, Om is the most sacred sort of sound of the vibration of the universe, and that's something they repeat and chant. So usually universal practice, beautiful practice. I like to link it up with some more contemporary poetry. So this is like a mantra meditation. And here's our basic format is I will read the poem once, so you could just sort of understand what the poem is saying. I'll read it a second time, and in that second time, you listen for a word or a phrase or even a sound that just calls out to you. Don't try to find the right word or phrase or the correct answer. Try to put that sort of school mindset aside, maybe. Just listen for the word or phrase that surprises you, grabs you, just says, pay attention to me. And then you'll repeat that word or phrase to yourself for a few minutes. And then I'll close the meditation period by just reading the poem once more. And then you could carry that word with you as an anchor for the rest of your day, your week. Do a longer session, just repeating it 20 minutes, 30 minutes of just repeating that word or phrase gently with your breath. And I've also posted the poem in the chat. So if you'd like to read more, if that's more comfortable for you, you could go that route as well. Well, let's start by sitting towards the front of our chair. That same good posture we've been practicing all throughout. Upright and alert, but not uncomfortable or strained. We've been slowing our heart rate down now since our last exercise, so take a few deep breaths to slow it down even more. Your breathing is still rich and deep. Now listen as I read The Patience of Ordinary Things by Pat Schneider for the first time. It is a kind of love, is it not? How the cup holds the tea. How the chair stands sturdy and foursquare. How the floor receives the bottom of shoes or toes. How soles of feet know where they're supposed to be. I've been thinking about the patience of ordinary things, how clothes wait respectfully in closets and soap dries quietly in the dish, and towels drink the wet from the skin of the back, and the lovely repetition of stairs. And what is more generous than a window? And now I'll read the poem once more, and this time listen for a word, phrase, sound that grabs, surprises, strikes you, and then you'll gently repeat it to yourself along with your breath for a few minutes. It is a kind of love, is it not? How the cup holds the tea, how the chair stands sturdy and foursquare, how the floor receives the bottoms of shoes or toes, how soles of feet know where they're supposed to be. I've been thinking about the patience of ordinary things, how clothes wait respectfully in closets and soap dries quietly in the dish, and towels drink the wet from the skin of the back, and the lovely repetition of stairs. And what is more generous than a window? So gently repeat a word or a phrase or a sound to yourself and just dwell on it. Don't look for answers or wisdom or clarity. Just dwell in the word. close our meditation, I will read The Patience of Ordinary Things one more time. It is a kind of love, is it not? How the cup holds the tea, how the chair stands sturdy and foursquare, how the floor receives the bottoms of shoes or toes, how soles of feet know where they're supposed to be. I've been thinking about the patience of ordinary things, how clothes wait respectfully in closets, and soap dries quietly in the dish, and towels drink the wet from the skin of the back, and the lovely repetition of stairs. And what is more generous than a window? So you could return to full awareness where you are. Do a little light stretching if it feels good. Begin to wake yourself up from whatever calm you're feeling. And it's great to be with you in these classes on whatever dates we find ourselves together. I always love being here and get a lot out of the experience myself. And I hope to see you soon. I think we're looking to have a few dates lined up for the fall. So I hope to see you again. Be well, stay well, as Z loves to say, until I see you next.